Alright, so today we are dealing with wages. Wages refer to the amount of money you work for after a given number of hours. So we have what is known as regular time, overtime, regular time rate, overtime rate, and all these things pertain to wages. Alright, so to explain wages, we have our question here. We have Jason worked for a total of 12 hours. He is paid $20 per hour for the first 8 hours he worked. For every hour after the first 8 hours, it is considered overtime, and he is paid time and 1/2 for each hour overtime. So on a particular day now from the question, we have on a particular day, Jason worked for a total of 12 hours. Out of this 12 hours, the first 8 hours is known as regular time, and the hours after that is known as overtime. They told you the regular time rate. The regular time rate from the question is $20 per hour. They also told you the rate at which he's getting paid overtime, but not the overtime amount. So question number 1, part E. Calculate the number of hours overtime Jason worked. So to calculate the hours overtime he worked, it will be from the total hours that he worked we will be subtracting the regular time hours. So based on the question, the total hours he worked was 12 hours, and the regular time hours is considered as the first 8 hours. So we take away the 8 hours here. So that will leave us with 4 hours that he has outstanding. So moving on to part B now, it said calculate the amount of money Jason earned for 1 hour overtime. So we want to calculate basically here now the overtime rate. How much money he is getting paid for 1 hour overtime. To calculate the overtime rate, we take whatever the rate is. In this case, he is paid 1 and time and 1/2 for each hour overtime. So that means it is 1 and 1/2 of, means to multiply whatever the regular time rate was, and the regular time rate we know is $20 per hour. So that is 1 and 1/2 multiplied by 20. Alright, let's write it on this. So we know that is equal to 1 and 1/2 multiplied by 20 over 1. And to multiply mixed numbers, we convert the mixed numbers to improper fractions. So we say 1 by 2 is 2, add 1 is 3 over 2, multiply by 20 over 1. To represent a whole number as a fraction, you put it over 1. So we can cancel here. 2 could go into 2 1 time, 2 could go into 20 10 times. 3 multiplied by 10 is 30. So that means he is paid $30 per hour for overtime. Question C says, calculate the total amount of money he earned in regular time. So to calculate the total regular time now, that he earned in regular time, so total regular time amount would be the total, which will be the regular time which is in hours, multiply by the regular time rate, which is in dollars. How much he is paid for 1 hour regular time. So we know the regular time hours, they said was 8 hours, the first 8 hours. And we know from the question the regular time rate is $20. Alright. So good. So 20 multiplied by 8, 8 multiplied by 2 is 16, and they add the 0 to the end. So that means he earned $160 for the first 8 hours, which is regular time. Next question states, calculate the total amount of money he earned in overtime. So from calculating here now, we know that he worked a total of 4 hours overtime, and he is paid $30 per hour. So to calculate now the amount of money that he earned for overtime, it will be the overtime, which is in hours, multiplied by the overtime rate. We know the overtime hours was 4 hours, and the rate at which he was paid is $30 per hour. So we know 4 multiplied by 3 is 12, and add the 0 to the end, so it's $120 he is paid in overtime. Next question states, calculate the total amount of money Jason earned after the 12 hours. So they want to know the total that he earned now. So to calculate the total that he earned, it will be the total regular time amount add the total overtime amount. So we know from earlier the total amount of money that he made in regular time was $160, and the total amount of money that he made in overtime was $120. So it will be $160 plus the $120, which will give us a total of $280. So again, just to recap, overtime is wages deals with overtime, regular time rate, overtime rate. It deals with how much money you earn over a given period of time that you worked. All right. So if you all want to get any formula, I'll underline in red here. What are some of the key formula that you need to remember? All right, and you can manipulate these formula now to solve